Hello, my friends. Hello, and welcome back to my channel. It is Console Carrie here, bringing you another episode of Animal Crossing. It is day 2 here on the island of Quantum. This is my 2025 Four Seasons theme outdoor core 20-acre layout method island. It's a mouthful. We've got challenges inside of challenges. This year is going to be an exciting year. So what all am I talking about? Well, I want to do a Four Seasons island. So what does that mean? How do you do a Four Seasons island? Let's talk about it. You know I got a chart. So here's my chart for the seasons. We're going to go by color. We're going to pick 5 acres in each corner of the island and call them winter, summer, spring, and fall. And we are going to do that by color. So what does that mean? I've had a lot of people ask me questions about the flowers, the clothes, the villagers. How am I going to do this? So when it's winter, we're going to work on the winter corner. When it's summer, we're going to work on the summer corner. In the spring, we'll work on the spring corner. And in the fall, we will finish up with the fall corner. So how are we doing it? Well, since we're doing it by color, all villagers in winter will be blue. You heard me right. And when winter's over, in spring, we're kicking them out. And we're going to have pink villagers, green villagers, and so on and so forth. What about the trees? Well, I've designated certain trees for certain seasons. So winter is the cedar trees, the pine trees, basically. Spring will be the sapling and the bamboo trees. Summer will be all fruit trees, any fruit tree. That would include... No, that would not include bamboo. That would include coconuts. Okay. What about fall? Fruit trees as well. Now, why? Winter, pine trees just speak winter to me. Spring, I want to keep all the saplings in spring because in the actual spring of the game, the trees turn pink. We can't have pink in fall or summer. So, yeah. Okay, what about clothes? So we're going to wear only blue items or neutral colors. Okay. So, flowers. If you have the potential to be that color, then that's the flower you'll work on. For example, in winter, we will focus on windflowers, pansies, hyacinths, and roses. The goal would be to get them all the blue ones, before that season is over. I'm going to try. After the season's over and it's too late for me to get them in time, then they can be gifted. Okay. So, yeah, so spring will be cosmos, lilies, hyacinths, mums, tulips, windflowers. Summer will be hyacinths, mums, pansies, roses, tulips, and windflowers. So there's some overlap. Fall will be cosmos, lilies, pansies, hyacinths, roses, tulips, and windflowers. All right, so that's kind of in a nutshell how I'm going to do the seasons. Each season will have a color. They'll have 5 acres each, and in each corner. But Carrie, what the heck is an acre, and how do you know which corner is going to go where? Well, let's talk about that. So we'll get rid of that chart, and we'll talk about the 20-acre layout method as originally created by It's Me, Carolee. So here's my chart. Yep, you knew I was going to have a chart. So we'll start from left to right. The 20-acre layout method, if you haven't watched my previous series, we'll just pull up the map and talk about it for a second. So you can see that there is a grid of dotted lines. And there's A through F on the left side, and 1 through 7 on the bottom side. So 5 across, 4 down, 4 squares down. Each one of these squares we're calling an acre. We're breaking it down so that it doesn't feel overwhelming. How do I develop this whole island? I can concentrate on one square at a time. And I can make certain requirements to help me get started on laying out and developing it. And then it's a minor piece. And then from there, you can do whatever you want and figure out the transitions. It's super fun. All right, so let's take the map down. Why can't I take the map down? We need to close the map. Okay, so that's what an acre is, each of those squares. So each square, including the beach, I'm making the beach an acre, has one item assigned to it. So in feature, on the left-hand column, each one of these will be in 1 acre. Villager homes, bridges, campsites, Able Sisters, orchards. We've got a couple free spaces in there, a museum. So things that you have to have, and a couple things thrown in there. Okay, so then how would you decorate it? Okay, so I mentioned we're doing outdoor core. Yes, I made it up. It means we're doing builds that are something, an activity in real life that you would do outside or could do outside. So let's run through them. Also, I have identified them with only the letters of the island, quantum, but scrambled them in alphabetical order. You can alphabetize yours any way you want, but that's how I chose to do it. So starting from the top, here are our builds or requirements for each acre. A nook item, art show, balloon festival, chili cook-off, drive-in theater, zoo, Gulliver item, Miles item, flower tourney. Of course, I'm going to have a flower tourney in there. Farmer's market, hot springs, lumberjack competition. I'm really excited about that one. Aquarium, Celeste item, recycle bin item, botanical garden, quilt show, national park, walking bike trail, Pascal item, Brewster item. Now I put out a post asking people to contribute what they like to do outside. Is yours out there? Does yours make it to the list? Let me know in the comments. All right, so each one of those things will get assigned. But how, Carrie? How are we going to do this? All right, so as far as pairing the feature and the bling, we are going to spell quantum out from top to bottom. So acre number 1 will be a villager home. And where's the first cue? It is a chili cook-off. So acre 1, villager home, and a chili cook-off. But where is acre 1? That's a good question. All right, so that brings us to the kind of medium blue columns that have numbers at the top. We are going to spin the wheel to determine which corner is the season's going to be in. And then once we decide that, we will follow that column. Now, the order is kind of scrambled with each selection and kind of snakes around the map. That's kind of how I did it, but did it in different orders. So whichever one we spin the wheel on, that's the one we're going to follow. All right. So once we do that, we'll have to figure out terraforming. We'll spin the wheel between 1 and 8 for each acre that we start. And under terraforming there, we have 8 different options. Flat means we flatten it. 2, 1 cliff only. 3, 1 cliff and 1 incline. 4, 2 cliffs only. 5, 2 cliffs, 2 inclines. 6, water only. 7, water plus 1 bridge. So these are changes that we're going to make. Or 8, no change. All right. Clear as mud? It will get easier as you watch me play, but hopefully you're going to play along with me. So what we need to do now is spin the wheel to determine which column are we going to have on this island and where is our first acre. All right, so let's go to the wheel. All right, let's spin the wheel to determine which column we're going to follow, where our seasons are going to be located, and where is Acre 1. So let's go ahead and... Oops. Let's place it again. Okay. Let's pull it forward here. All right. Let's go ahead and do a little... Oh, I did it again. Darn it. All right. All right, so let's do a little spin and see which column we're going to follow. And it's a 4. That means the last column. So let's take a look at the chart. So that if I spun a 4 or an 8, we would be following that 4th column of seasons. That means that winter will be in the lower left corner. So this is the zoomed in area of the map and what order that acres will go in. So acre 1 is right there in the middle at the bottom. So acre 1 is E4. Yep, E4. Okay. All right, so now we need to spin for terraforming. Let's go ahead and take the map down. All right, so since Iggly is player 1 and will be living in acre 1, we're going to have Iggly spin the wheel to see what terraforming we're going to do. Check it out. Well, there you have it. Iggly spun a 3. So let's take a look at the chart. What is 3? 1 cliff and 1 incline. So when we get to terraforming, which we don't have yet, we're on day 2, but we'll make a note that we need a minimum of 1 cliff and 1 incline in acre 1. Now, it doesn't have to, that cliff doesn't have to be some gigantic cliff. Let's take a look at the map. Yeah, so it doesn't have to be some huge cliff that I create. It could be just one cliff. and then we'll need an incline somewhere. So we'll have to figure that out. All right, so that is how the chart works. When we come back on our next episode, we'll start working on our chili cook-off. All right, that's going to do it for this episode. I hope you understand my method, my madness, my journey for 2025. If you have any more questions about the methods I'm using, please let me know in the comments, and keep watching my playthrough. Sometimes just watching someone play it out makes more sense. And if you like the video, please like the video. If you would like to continue to see this playthrough, please subscribe, hit that bell, do all the things. I'll see you on the flip side.